Good morning, everyone, or whatever time it is when you're watching this video. It's recorded live, so it's morning here. So, welcome to the channel. So this video is going to be focused on occult knowledge and why it may show you or let you know things you may not have wanted to know. So, a lot of people read books. They learn symbolism like I did. And sometimes a lot of the symbolism and things that you've learned and all the knowledge that you have gained through occult learning may start to reveal things that you may not have wanted to know or were not trying to know or not even focused on knowing. But since all of your symbols, your occult knowledge is now embedded into your mind, into your knowledge, into your psyche, you then start to kind of unravel the deeper meaning in things. And often you start to see more than you wanted to see, especially about people, especially in people, in certain names, in certain like brand names or companies. You start to see a little bit more. You start to see the symbolism, and then you start making decisions based on what you've learned that's not on the forefront to most people. And this is why a lot of people are very particular or exclusive or only entertain certain types of aesthetics or color schemes or brands or something like that, is because they know too much. Okay. And when they know a lot, when they know too much, it's often reflected on the things that they choose to purchase, the types of and why they choose to purchase it. Because let's face it, every brand has its place in some type of function. Okay, so and each meaning can mean something totally different to one person, depending on their level of occult knowledge, than it does to the next person. So, for example, someone is mentioning Starbucks. So, for example, the symbolism in Starbucks or coffee in general, or even just the colors or whatever, can symbolize one thing to an adept person in the occult knowledge and mean nothing to another person. Oh, it's just a mermaid. But let's just say if someone wanted to feel a certain way, vibrate a certain way, or partake in a certain type of energy, and they felt like a specific drink, such as coffee from a specific place, such as Starbucks, would give them that edge, they may partake in that. Or if there is a different place that had different symbolism, colors, name, that may give them an edge on how they're feeling about their day, or maybe they need luck in a certain area, they may tend to choose a different place with a different logo, emblem, or name. So you're going to have a lot of people that are using these specific ways to choose what they're going to do, what they're going to buy. And so a lot of times when we are bombarded by ads and advertisement and things like that, a lot of the symbolism in the names and the things like that go unnoticed. And we don't really think about certain things. We just click order and buy, click order and buy. And I have started to notice a lot of different names and things that I purchase or things that are given to me. Certain things, certain brands that want me to include them in my blogs. And sometimes I have to refuse, or sometimes I have to remove the logo or the label just so I feel good about the product. Okay. So, if Oh, if y'all want to become a member, go to the channel page and y'all will see a little thing to join. Okay. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You can also be a member on the Patreon if you guys want to. Um, that's also linked in the description bar. Okay, so, and a lot of times, these companies are very much aware of what the names of their products represent, and they will still, sell it or try to give it to you or whatever, whatever. But it's always your choice. It's always your choice whether to accept it or not, or to promote it or not, or if you do choose to promote it, find a way to promote it as to not partaking in the product or just showing the product and not really partaking in it or saying something along the lines to neutralize the symbolism of the product. So, for example, if you have a product and it's in the name of it is in a different language or some type of word that most people don't know what it is, they just think someone was being creative or artsy. It meant something and you didn't like what it meant. For example, like something about privacy or whatnot. You would probably most likely say something that would neutralize the word itself prior to advertising it. So, for example, um, highly secured, I highly secure my such and such um, before I, use this product. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times for certain people and for certain energies on certain frequencies, a lot of symbolism and a lot of words and a lot of things like that cast spells. And now y'all remember when I said words are spells, frequencies are spells, mind, especially if you know things and it's embedded into your psyche now, you are highly able to manifest things faster. So you're not able to partake in certain things unless you neutralize the meaning of them prior with vocabulary, words, with maybe a symbolism in a photo or something that you do to neutralize the whole thing. So make sure that if you are on that level of seeing, I'm going to call it seeing, if you're on that level of seeing, don't allow things to make you feel a certain way like you can't partake in things anymore. I always like to say, find that loophole, find that neutral state, find a way to create what you want and still be able to partake in certain things if you choose to, or simply detach and just stop caring and be unbothered for the moment if you choose to enjoy or partake in certain things, because it's your frequency that's making whatever it is more powerful. So if you take the frequency or the feeling out of how you feel about a certain thing, then it has less power. So make sure you're kind of understanding that. Okay. So for example, let's just use sage as an example. So if you have sage, and now some people just think, okay, this gets rid of negative energy. And some people think, oh, if your house is haunted, you got to put sage in there. Or some people think, oh, it's just, it smells good and it clears the air. Scientifically, it does get rid of germs in the air. Okay, so everyone has their definition of what sage is. If you look up what the plant sage means, et cetera, et cetera. So burning this is going to mean so many different things to so many different people. But at the same time, if you feel that it is getting rid of negative energy, of course, you have to open up or put on some type of ventilation or open a window to allow that negative energy to leave. Of course, you're going to feel like there's less negative energy around you. And also, since it does purify the air scientifically and gets rid of a lot of germs, it literally is getting rid of physical negative, energy, germs. So either way, it doesn't matter whether you feel like it's getting rid of spirits, germs, if you just like the sage smell, because I do. I love the smell of sage. And I have this, these are petals actually. They're kind of like the chakra. My daughter said LGBT, but either way, exactly. Y'all see. So this could mean chakra, and this could mean LGBTQ plus. It doesn't matter how you look at it, it's how you feel about it and what it means to you individually. Okay. So when you start getting into symbolism, when you start getting into occult knowledge, don't become one of those highly strung, superstitious people that can't make moves. I'm teaching you how to create loopholes and to deal with it and to change your frequency about whatever it is you're seeing. If you do need to like relax and focus on something very mundane or ground yourself, go watch a series on television without trying to decode it. I have literally learned to do that before when I first started learning um, so deeply that I couldn't help myself but to decode everything, via the occult that I saw on TV or in movies or in commercials. I took a I took a break from decoding a lot of stuff in TV, movies, and shows because I couldn't enjoy it quite the same. And so I learned that if you binge watch something and um, create an atmosphere or an aesthetic atmosphere to kind of ground you and bring you into the present, such as having your favorite drink, lighting a nice candle, making sure you're comfortable, got a nice blanket, and all that kind of stuff before you watch whatever it is you're going to watch. And preferably watching it with someone who does not see, symbolism and things like that. It's easier to kind of get lost in the mundane again. I will say get lost in the mundane because it does feel like before you knew this stuff, you were kind of lost. So it's easy to get lost again. And then when you need that knowledge, you can pull it up. You don't always need to be using it 24/7. When you absolutely need that knowledge for certain things, or when you want to make certain decisions, or when you want to create something, or when you want to write something, or choose something to represent, you know, some type of symbolism, lyrics in a song, whatever, then you go back and you use that knowledge when it is necessary. It is not 100% necessary to use occult knowledge in everyday mundane things if you do not choose to. And a lot of us get on this path and we start to see everything in a certain way and start to vibrate on a higher frequency where all we see is occult knowledge, magic, decoding, and things like that. And it is a wonderful place to be where you can manifest at will. But sometimes you want to definitely enjoy life to the fullest. And sometimes that means going back into the mundane, which is like, definitely sort of like the Matrix when you want to turn it up and when you want to turn it back down every day into the mundane. It is very easy to do. And you won't feel as if you're missing anything because you're enjoying every single moment. So living life to the fullest and enjoying every moment also distracts you from always trying to, you know, decode things. And he said it is hard for you to fit it in your mind. It's hard for you to fit in because you're probably at the point where you feel like you know too much. And so sometimes reading or listening to an audiobook or binge watching something very, you know, fun, it can even be fiction or just something that relaxes you, will help you get back to, having more things in common with other people or just partaking in the mundane, everyday things of life that most people enjoy. So I actually took a break from writing like um, books on symbolism and occult knowledge and manifesting and the physical level up. If y'all have my other channel, and I actually wrote a book about how to actually enjoy life. It's called Leveling Up to Your Best Life, Creating a Life in Comfort and Luxury. And this is just my personal copy. That's why it has this bar across it. It's like not for sale, but when you order it, On Amazon, it won't have that bar. And also have hardback. This is a really good book. I couldn't even put it down and I wrote it. Okay. I'm just telling you. This will definitely change your life. No matter what stage you are in your learning, no matter your budget, no matter how broke or rich you are, this will change your life. And of course, I have my picture on the back. So I'll read the back. It says, leveling up to your best life will allow you to start from where you are. This book will help you make the most of what you already have and learn to add a touch of comfort and luxury to all that you experience. Allow this book to take you on a cozy journey into what you never thought was possible in your current lifestyle. This book is for any budget and also allows for you to be creative and joyful doing what you love. Learn how to enjoy your life a lot more. Staying in love with life is how we achieve happiness. Leveling up to your best life is a book you will want to read over and over to stay in love with life. So, this book teaches you how to appreciate and create the life you actually want without literally having to spend so much money and just enjoying every moment. It teaches you how to deal with people. It teaches you, okay, I'm going to put the link down so y'all can get it. It teaches you how to deal with people, how to self-care, how to create, it even helps people who may live alone, how to live a better life, how, like if you get stuck in a rut, how to bond with people, how to spend time with certain people, how to say no to people. It's just very good advice. It's like stuff that you wish someone had told you or taught you or give you permission to just be. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just gonna thumb through it. It's a really nice book. And if you want the hardcover, it is also available. I haven't done my official release book party, my book release, so I'm giving it to y'all early. Because I had to review the book first before I could. Okay, so that was that book was my, that's a candle over there sizzling. That book was my way to ease myself out of seeing everything symbolically and to start seeing it as valuable, like the value of things. And when you start seeing things, some may seem, some may view as having no value. When you start to put certain values on things, your life totally changes because you see exactly what you have and how to use it and how to enjoy it. So here's the link to that book if you guys want to get it. It is well worth it. It's a great gift. I can't stop reading. I wrote it. You ever, like, it's just strange. It's like when you write, it's kind of like you forget what you wrote until you reread it, and then you're like, dang, that's really good. And so this is the book I would give anyone who wants their life to be better, who wants to appreciate life more, who wants to live on purpose, who wants to get out of a rut, who wants to romanticize each moment of their life and make life better for those around you as well. It's just really a book about just taking what you already have and making it 20 times better because you actually view it in a certain way and see the value in things a different way. It's a change of perspective with what you already have. It's looking at your life through a different lens. It's almost like one of those filtered lenses that makes everything beautiful. That's what that book is for. Okay. So if y'all want to get that, definitely get it on Amazon, and have paperback and hard copies available on Amazon. So y'all pick that up. Okay. So now that I've written that book, and I feel like I can start to focus more on learning knowledge, putting one and two together, I feel like when you seek that outside knowledge, when you seek that occult knowledge and things like that, and you learn things you may not want to know, What it does, it takes you to a higher level of having to feel more responsible. Okay. And if you don't like responsibility, if you don't like responsibility, I would say once you reach a certain level, like symbolism, alchemy, spiritual alchemy, and things like that, that is going to really start to affect the way you feel about your responsibility towards choosing things, towards, the things you buy, like I explained earlier. You're going to feel more responsible for the decisions and actions and choices that you begin to make. So if you don't want to feel like that, I say stick to the more fluffy stuff, because like I'm just helping a lot of people who haven't really gotten there yet. Is stick to the more fluffy stuff, because that's where you're going to probably find the most mm, uh, balance, I'll say. It's where you're going to find the most balance. Now, if you dive deep into all this, because I haven't even gotten to a lot of stuff yet. Like I haven't learned everything that I set out to learn. But what I have learned so far, um, the deeper you get into the occult knowledge, the more it sinks into your psyche. And the more something sinks into your psyche, the more things that will stand out to you or start to trigger, something in your mind just by seeing it or knowing what it is. Like a lot of you guys know herbs and flowers and different plants. And so when you are driving along the highway and you see a certain plant, or when you're at a certain place and you can recognize and like just name all the plants, or some people do this with crystals. They know all the crystals and stones and stuff like that. Imagine knowing all what the products names mean. Imagine knowing what symbols mean everywhere you look, words with more than one meaning, especially if it's names and all this kind of stuff. Imagine interpreting everything as you just walk. Like, imagine dreaming and being able to interpret the surrealness of your dream with every step. It doesn't seem strange anymore, right? It doesn't seem weird anymore because you can decode it. Well, in real life, it's kind of the opposite. So when you are able to decode things and symbols and things just by recognizing it, it then becomes surreal. This is why a lot of those artists and writers and people, who were like these great minds. That's why a lot of their writings and things were surreal and not, you know, uh, mundane and just, very different, out of their time and things like that, because that's how they saw. Because a lot of them studied the occult, and a lot of them got that occult knowledge. And a lot of them were in the secret societies and all that kind of stuff, learned it growing up, et cetera, et cetera. So they saw life completely different. And so they were able to take a lot of that knowledge and their creativity and create a surreal type of work. So sticking to the more fluffy things and maybe simplifying a lot of the occult knowledge, which is exactly why I see they made stories and simplify occult knowledge, is because you don't want your mundane waking life to turn surreal. And the more surreal that it turns, the more magical it seems. And the more magical something seems, the more responsible you feel about every decision. So I say take a little break if you are experiencing, decoding everything. Read a nice, comfortable, cozy book on how to enjoy the life that you have right now. And this is a great book, definitely for fall. It just has cozy vibes, like literally cozy vibe. Okay. This is the kind of book you want to get like a cup of tea and get, buy some candlelight and snuggle up and read. That's the feeling of the book. That's what you're gonna want. It's also gonna want to make you change a lot of things in your life that will make you enjoy it a lot better. Not major changes, because y'all know I'm a Pisces and we don't like doing too much. But this book is for anyone to change whatever they are doing with what they already have, with what you already got, baby. Nothing major, you know. So I wanted to make a book like that because I think so many people go out looking and looking and looking, and everything you need, you already have. And that's the joke. That's the joke of life. That is the joke of seeking knowledge, seeking wisdom, seeking money, seeking fame, seeking people, seeking relationships. When you start to really pay attention, you already have everything. You just are not seeing the value in it. And so when you stop looking and seeing the value in certain things, that's what makes you want more of what you already have, more that you think you need. And sorry, if you have that problem with thinking that you need more of something, or this is going to satisfy you, or that's going to satisfy you, because a lot of people have money. And this is also discussed in the book. A lot of people who have money, 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 money. You can buy and shop till you drop, but you're never going to feel like you have what you want. And the book that I wrote, Leveling Up to Your Best Life, reminds you and tells you and points it out so that you see it and you can actually enjoy everything you've worked for, everything you already have to the fullest, is so much that it seems like luxury and comfort. That's what that book is about. So if y'all get that, y'all will definitely understand how to enjoy and live your life to the fullest, no matter what people think. Okay. It also teaches you how to stay unbothered. A lot of people ask me how I stay unbothered. I wrote about it there. You got to stay unbothered. You have to live your life for you, not everyone else. Of course, there are priorities and, children that you must take care of. But first and foremost, it's you that must enjoy your life because it's your life. Okay. Let's see. I appreciate you guys. I'm going to read some of these comments. If y'all have any questions, please type it and I'll see if I can answer. Yeah, be fluffy again, because you can all like your knowledge is always going to be there. You can always quote some stuff. You know what a symbol means. You can pull it up and be cold and be like, yes, I know what all of that means, and I'm not falling for the okey doke. But still, you're able to balance that with the fluffiness. Like you're still able to live grounded and mundane and enjoy the simple things in life or the pleasures of life without always having to see too much. It's a beautiful thing to go back and forth from, but you just need to know that it can be done, and books like the one that I wrote will definitely help you do it. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay. Okay, the Kindle book, I might release one later, but at this time I'm only doing paperback and hard copies, hardcovers. How to stop the habit of negative thinking. Definitely, it's like if you constantly think negative, like there's the world has negative and positive in it. So you're gonna have negative thoughts. The thing is not to focus on them too long, to switch them up, so just keep switching it up. Just think of something different. Like hum your favorite song, or think about a funny part in a movie that you liked, or say something silly that makes you laugh, and or like there's a private joke to you or someone else that's around you. But quickly focus your attention on something more funny, positive, or that makes you feel good. Because everyone's going to have negative thoughts every now and then, but it's how you stop the negative thoughts and move on. Okay. How to get out of a state of complacency? If you feel like you're in a state of complacency, that's number one. Who told you you were in a state of complacency? This is what we always have to examine. Why do you feel like you're in a state of complacency? Like, are you telling yourself this? Do you feel like this is not where you're supposed to be? Are you putting limits, or are you pressuring yourself to be something that you're not wanting to be at this time? Um, so I think the book is very important. I'm gonna living your best life, leveling up to your best life, because it teaches you how not to get caught up in that, measuring yourself, by what you feel is complacent. Because every day is a different day. You may have felt complacent yesterday, but today you may feel the exact same way, but you are going to view it in a different way. Like, being complacent is not a bad thing. It's called self care if you're not ready to move to that next level. That's why the book is called Leveling Up to Your Best Life, not to someone else's version of what a best life is, but to your best life. So if you are feeling complacent, it means that you're putting too much pressure on yourself, because you should not feel complacent. You should either be wanting to do something, and if you don't feel like you aren't wanting to do that thing, then maybe you should take a break, or maybe you should do something better, or maybe you should do something that you actually want to do. And you won't be complacent if you're doing something you want to do. So, for example, let's say I didn't feel like, um, you know, putting something online or advertising online for Level Up Cosmetics yesterday. Let's say I didn't feel like that, but because I was feeling my book. So I advertised my book instead. It And then I found a way. Okay, well, I don't feel like advertising over and over. I'll just do a Labor Day sale for Level Up Cosmetics, and people will gonna buy because it's cheap. Okay, but I'm feeling my book right now. So this doesn't mean I'm complacent in advertising my cosmetic brand and da da da. It just means that I'm feeling my book right now. It doesn't mean I'm feeling something even less, or I'm complacent because I don't want to, continuously do what I do every day. It means right now I'm feeling something else, and I'm going to explore that. So I think a lot of us don't give ourselves permission to explore what we want. And we put too much pressure on ourselves to be something that we've already been, or are striving to be, but don't want to be at this moment. So, that's what also, like, a lot of occult knowledge has taught me, especially alchemy. Um, Alchemy is a process. It's slow. Okay. It is not, I'm supposed to be from here to here at a certain amount of time. It's called the great work, and it takes a lifetime. So, another thing that occult knowledge has taught me is that there's no rush. You're going to be exactly who you're going to be, no matter if you feel complacent or not. You're still going to have to wake up every day and love your life. So, if you're not doing what you want, or if you feel like you're stuck in a rut or you're complacent, start to look at what's around you and the value of it. Maybe you're feeling complacent because you're supposed to sit there and enjoy what you already have before trying to become someone else and move on and create a whole nother list of things to do. You know what I'm saying? Enjoy what you have created thus far. So try that. Do I do anything on my birthday, for example, setting Nope, I don't do none of that. I don't know, like, I don't set any type of expectation. I just, like, I'm happy to be alive. I still look good. Wear the cake. I'm celebrating because my birthday is my birthday. I don't put any expectations on myself, because why? I'm supposed to be celebrating. I'm happy. I think society has set us up to keep putting crap on ourselves, pressure on ourselves. I got to do this by this date and this age, and I got to be better. No, you don't. You just have to wake up and do what you want and be happy. Now, if you have to do stuff, make sure you're enjoying doing whatever it is. Like, if you have to go to work, enjoy your work. Wear what you like. Wear what makes you feel pretty, or smart, whatever you're trying to dress for. Put your favorite song on in the morning before you drive to work while you're driving. Eat your favorite breakfast. Have all your favorite snacks when you get home. Have that bottle of wine or that special tea and that candle that you light when you get off work. Have cute stuff like stationery on your desk. Enjoy. There are no expectations. The only expectation I had for myself this year was to write that book. And I waited to the last minute. Let me tell you, I waited to the very last minute to write that book. And it just flowed out because I got to actually experience living what I was writing. Because I didn't have a deadline. I just said 1 year, that's it. And a year is a long time. And so I could take my time. I could write 10 minutes a day and have a book. I did not put expectations. And I always say, what I want. There's no expectations. If it is what I see and what I want, that's what it's going to be. So there's no expectations. It just is. So if you have an expectation of yourself, just say, I am this. I am that. Not I'm going to be or I expect to be. I am that. And you will be it. Yes, I do have a book with affirmations, but it's more for the Level Up channel. This book is for everyone and will have your life leveled up to the best. This is just my copy. That's why I have this little bar. But when you get your copy, it's not going to have this. So it's not for resale. So it is leveling up to your best life, creating a life of comfort and luxury. Shira 7, and it's it works with any budget and wherever you are in your current life right now. And it is a beautiful book, professionally done. And also, there is a hardcover book if you like hardcovers. It's the same size. Okay, except I believe, yeah, it's the same size and same color, so it's going to be the same. Okay. Have you ever talked about the meaning, significance of your chosen name, Ashura? It means so many things. It could mean so many things. The goddess Ashura. Shira was my favorite cartoon growing up. I just felt like it was more fitting as like an alternative like type of YouTube name. When I started one channel, I didn't want to veer too far from the other name, so I kind of just took the A off and just had the Shira. And so it's just fun, and it also sounds like a cute little nickname or whatnot, just a cute name. But for me, the significant meaning behind it is how it makes me feel. You know what I'm saying? It's just how it makes me feel. And I do feel like the name is fitting. And so I use it on my books. I don't put my real name. It might be in small print somewhere for copyright purposes, but I like the alias name only because a lot of people seek fame. A lot of people seek fame. I don't seek fame. I just want to be. I just want to share what I know. I just want to give people a way to, perceive certain things if it will help them. I like getting money. Yes, I do. So if y'all pay me, I'm happy. But I never, sought out any type of fame or fortune. I like the money, yes, but I'm not really seeking anything more than just helping people, doing what I love, and also receiving for what I do. That's it. If y'all ever notice, like I don't take out big ads for things. I don't over sensationalize things. I don't do any of that stuff. I do all my own self advertising and I promote my own products and all those things like that. I don't try to do too much, because I like to take my time. I want to enjoy every moment of the process. I want to enjoy learning how to run this business, how to create a book, how to do this. I want to take every piece, how to advertise, what works and what doesn't. I like learning. And so I don't like just doing something just to see how successful and huge it's going to be. I like actually putting in the work, enjoying it, allowing other people to like accept it or want it or really want to buy it without me pushing it or having someone else push it in a certain way. If you want it, it's there. And that's how I like to advertise. I don't like shoving stuff down people's throat unless I'm shoving it down your throat on a video. But I don't like, trying to push it on larger levels because I'm not seeking that. I'm seeking, pleasure in the process. And that is pleasurable to me. Um, should we have expectations for others? If you want to be disappointed, sprinkle, sprinkle. Jennifer, you should have expectations of others if you want to be disappointed. That's the only expectation you're gonna have to be disappointed because as many it depends on what your expectations are. So I guess I could say if your expectations are for someone, to get up, get dressed, make you some coffee every morning, then hopefully they will do that. But if you put too many expectations on a person, they're always going to disappoint you. So I would just take the most important expectation and let that person know that that's what you like. And that's about it. Everything else, I wouldn't really bother with. Because you could just be disappointed, and that may make you feel very different about every day that you're with that person instead of being grateful that they're doing the one thing that you need them to do or ask them to do. You don't think people chase fame just for the sake of fame, but for the sake of doors fame can open? I guess, but like, this is what the book is about. Like, I opened my own doors, you know, enjoying opening your own doors. Some doors fame can open, but you may not know what's behind those doors. You know what I'm saying? Um, I would rather know because I created what's behind the door and then open it for myself. And a lot of people don't realize this. A lot of people just want to rush to fame, rush to this, rush to that. But what's behind those doors? We don't know. And we may not want to know. Okay. So that's how I feel about it. Like it's okay to if you like that sort of thing and you want to be famous, I have nothing against that. But I'm just saying I would never want to be that because there's too many issues. There's too many problems in the lives of a lot of famous people that I would not trade for the simple, mundane life that I can create and live in 100% enjoy, where I could say no without feeling a certain way, where I won't have so many people pressuring me to do certain things or whatever. I like the freedom. Okay. So a lot of people don't realize that sometimes behind those doors is not freedom anymore. You have no more freedom once you get to a certain point. So I like my freedom. I don't like a lot of confinement. So I prefer allowing things to unfold as naturally as they can without pushing it and trying to see what's behind this door and trying to rush and get to this. Of course, I do like, you know, a lot of the celebrities out there. I have nothing against any type of, you know, person who thinks fame is great. I just couldn't do it because I don't like people that much. Like I don't like people enough to be famous. Like I'd be one of those mean famous people that tell people to get away from me, you know, because I'm just not a people person where, you know, I could fake it for very long. Oh, Ada, sprinkle, sprinkle. Any fall shows, books, movie that you recommend? I started watching Discovery of Witches. I know a lot of you guys told me about that a while back, but I just found it on YouTube. So I think it's free. Some of the episodes are free on YouTube. I started watching it. I know there's a book as well. So I started watching that. Um, Books, I already did like a book haul in my last vlog. And so a lot of the books that I'm reading are in that previous vlog that I just did about fall and ghost detecting. Um, So I've actually been to the library as well, and I checked out a few books. So I got like a Sherlock book, like a Sherlock Holmes book, and I got a book about vampires that was written in the 20s. So in the older books, they put a lot more coded information, I'm gonna say, yes. I was trying to get away from it, but when you get those old books, see back then a lot of women didn't read, a lot of people didn't read, so they hid knowledge in books. And so a lot of the knowledge is not so veiled in these books that were written a long time ago. So if you get a book on any subject or whatever, and if it's from like the 20s, especially if it's literature or symbolism or something like that, you're gonna see a lot more revealed than veiled. So it's a vampire book, and it goes into all the different cultures. I forgot the name of it. I'll probably show you next time. It goes into all the different cultures and how people venerated and worshiped their ancestors, and how they would give blood sacrifices in certain cultures, and they were like just paralleling it to vampirism, blood, life, energy, and such and such. So it's a very cultural and spiritual way to look at the symbolism of what vampire or vampirism really is. It takes away the horror monster and gives roots in different cultures and stuff, as and then how maybe somebody really creative started to come up with the stories, or how they felt pressure to give you know um, deities or ancestors sacrifices blood to like make things happen for them, or they didn't realize the power that they have within and they could manifest for themselves, versus, well, I'm adding this part, but this is what I saw, versus depending on someone who has passed or a deceased ancestor. So I'll get the name of that book, but it's called Vampire. I don't know. It's written in like 1929 or 1928. I will get the name for you guys the next time I go live, or I'll try to type it in the comments somewhere on the permanent comments. But it's very interesting. And even the story of like Jesus has a lot of vampire qualities. Even the first quote unquote vampire is linked to the story of Jesus, supposedly. So you have a lot of religion when you're surrounding it, with culture, religion, with the term vampire. I think it's giving your life energy, life force to something that is not you, to something outside in order to get something beneficial. So I feel like it's not really having your own way of creating, and it's not knowing who you are, but always seeking outside of self. Now, honoring ancestors is one thing, but sacrificing and asking for things using blood is another. So it's kind of like that balance that needs to be dealt with. And a lot of people see vampirism as, taking life force energy in exchange for something else. Um, Sprinkle, sprinkle, and thank you for that. Was a good question, Ada. How you deal with dead celebrities coming for visits? Um, I really wouldn't care, because like ever since I was a child, I've always seen stuff that ain't normal and probably deceased, and so it would just be normal. You know what I'm saying? Um, some people that's their norm. Some people it's a surprise. Some people, they try to focus on other things so that they're not um, able to care. So, this time of year, the veil is getting a lot thinner. So people are seeing more and more of, different people in dreams, or just getting messages or things like that. So you got to kind of understand, if you want to block all of that out, then busy yourself, you know. Have you watched Vampire Diaries? Watched that, finished it, watched it again. Yes, I've watched it. You feel you okay. It's ironic because vampire is really only way to nourish without killing aside from what plants do. Well, it just I think it's levels to it. Like there's different types of vampires and I think it's literally associated with replenishing that which has no more life to it. So, for example, if you are living a life and it's blah, you have it's blah, 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 blah. This is why when you see vampires in movies, they're maximalists. They have a lot of stuff. They don't have like that mundane blah, like clean, minimalistic feel. They're very maximalists. So because they enjoy each luxury, they enjoy like you'll see them drinking a glass of wine or having a luxurious fireplace and like on Vampire Diaries, just this beautiful home and the best clothes and nice cars. And yes, they've lived a long time to acquire those things, but they also enjoy the pleasures of life. It's like they are no longer taking it for granted by wasting a day, doing something that's not pleasurable or not enjoyable. They enjoy each moment. They're always indulging in something. So I also think it means to really suck in life. So if you want to look at it from that perspective, um, of course, there's psychic vampires who don't realize. This is why I wrote the book too. If you're a psychic vampire and you have trouble with learning how to enjoy everything that you have and you want to suck the energy out of other people, this book may help you to focus on what you have and to suck the life literally out of life, the things around you, all the things that you've acquired. Those hold energy, like those hold energy too, like objects hold energy. Water, food, wine, you know, hot baths. That's all energy. So when you are able to indulge and enjoy your life to the fullest, if you are a psychic vampire, that's how you also like replenish and nourish yourself when people don't want to be around you or when you don't want to be around people. Okay. The Witch Show, Discovery of Witches. A Discovery of Witches is what it's called. And I think it is free on YouTube. Some of the episodes, I'm not sure if all the episodes are free, but if you have cable, I think you can buy like the streaming service that it's on or buy the episodes. Or there's a book if you want to just read the book. I'm sure it's a little bit different, but it's really good. It has a vampire and a witch in it. So if you like vampires, I guess the best way to explain it is Twilight for older people. Twilight for old people, not older people, like in 30s. Um, it's set in like in London at Cambridge University, and they have like scenes in France and different parts of Europe, and there's Americans in it. There's it's really good. It's very diverse and it's a cool show. I've only started watching a few episodes, so I think I got to episode 8 in the first season so far. So y'all can check it out. Um, I think the book is available there. Try to get it, see if it works. Um, you said if you have AMC, you can watch it. Yeah. Or they have a few episodes for free on YouTube if you want to go look. Okay. How do you deal with dead celebrity? Okay, I already read that. Have you watched? Yes, yes, yes. Okay. I'm trying to answer more questions. I have not dreamt in a long time, but been dreaming of a specific person. Does that mean that person is manifesting me or thinking of me? I'm not sure. I feel like they could psychically be trying to connect with you or they are thinking about you. But at the same time, you don't know for sure. So if they are thinking about you, they probably are going to contact you most likely. And I would never recommend like trying to contact someone first if you're just dreaming about them because it could literally mean something else. Like sometimes your dreams pull up something that has symbolic meaning to you. So it could just be what their name means. And like this is one thing about knowing too much occult knowledge. It may not be the actual person, but what does their name actually mean? Like does their name hold meaning that's significant to you at this time? So decode their name first, then maybe their zodiac sign, and if it's significant to your life at this time, then go with that. But if you think it's an actual person that they're trying to contact you, if they got your phone number, then let them call, baby. Sprinkle, sprinkle. If they got your email, then let them write. But you definitely, I think a lot of people get caught up in thinking someone's thinking about them because they're dreaming about them. If they thinking about you, they gonna call you, baby. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Don't be no pick me shot there. You look at the experience that you had with them and if it's even worth it, lol. Okay. Yeah, just make sure that it's, if they want to contact you, they can find a way. You say you don't like dogs, you dream a dog came up to you, what happened the next day? Does that mean I'm psychic? Um, I think everyone has psychic abilities, and it's just our frequency that's picking up on a lot of stuff. Uh, so you might have picked that up because you're vibrating at a higher frequency, and that's possible. Definitely possible with all this, frequencies flying around, 5G everywhere. You know, it's definitely possible. You have so many questions. For the past 3 weeks I have been waking up at 3 a.m. is the spiritual. Um, I feel like, do you have to pee at 3 a.m. or just been waking up? 'Cause sometimes you gotta pee. You just get up early to use the restroom. But if you don't have to go to the bathroom, um, definitely there are certain times of the day when things are maybe more quote unquote magical or significant to a person. So if it means something to you, maybe it's a good time to manifest. Maybe it's a good time to, do something that requires your attention and a lot of quiet time. Um, or maybe, you know, um, go to the bathroom, sprinkle, sprinkle. Maybe like sometimes when you wake up in the middle of the night, you feel inspired to do something artistic or creative or just manifest or maybe take that time to do some gratitude journaling or some manifesting in your manifesting journal and then go back to sleep. Okay. My book does touch on how to be unbothered. I have a whole section called Unbothered, and y'all already knew that it was going to be in there. Um, and it will teach you how to stay unbothered. Okay, with my exact words. Be unbothered, stay unbothered, how to say no to people, how to not care. And it's not that you don't care, it's that it's not your responsibility. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people realize that's the book. A lot of people take too much responsibility for mundane things as well. Just like when you get too deep into the occult and you start to see symbolisms and meanings and hidden meanings and everything, you start to feel more responsible with the decisions that you start making. Well, in the mundane world, a lot of people feel responsible or obligated to say yes or to help people because it's ingrained in people's moral values to do this and do that. But if you don't feel like it and it's pressure on you and you just don't want to be bothered, that is your right. And what people say about you because you decide to go against the grain or be selfish for that day or say no, who cares what they think? Are they paying bills? You know, are they making your life better? Would they do the same thing if they felt that way? And how to let go of the guilt. Like, I don't care. I felt like this because I need to rest. If I do something I don't want to do or go somewhere I don't want to be, it's not going to be enjoyable. And I'm trying to enjoy each day. And if it's not enjoyable, I'm not going. If you don't like it, write a letter, put a stamp on it, and send it to someone who cares. Like that is the literal attitude that we gotta have sometimes because people will try to guilt you into saying, "Oh, well, you didn't come over and help me, or you didn't do this, or you didn't do this." I don't care. I didn't do it because I didn't want to do it. And if you have a problem with it, you know what to do. It's feeling that way. And once you let people know that that's how you feel, they won't bother you anymore with stupid stuff. They won't judge you anymore because they're afraid of what you're going to say, or they're not going to be bothered because they know that you're unbothered. Okay. Just let no be your full sentence. No. And I also tell you nice ways to deal with it. Like if you're just a really nice person, there is a nice way that I wrote about in the book how to deal, and it's not nice nasty, it's just nice. A nice way to also say no. Okay. So that's in the book. I definitely got to get it because I took a lot of time writing this book. Even though I wrote 10 minutes a day, I don't know how many days it took, but I did not put pressure on myself to write a book. I said, I'm going to write 10 minutes a day, not 20, not an hour, but 10 minutes. And instead of putting a bunch of pressure on myself to write a book in a certain amount of time, I said, yes, a year. And then that year started winding up. And I said, I better get on it. But I'm not going to pressure myself to write a book really quick. I'm going to do 10 minutes a day until it's done. And so that's another way of taking pressure off of yourself as well. People put pressure on us. We put pressure on ourselves. The world, there's already enough pressure there. So why put more? The book also teaches you how to take all that pressure off yourself and also enjoy what you've already created and what you have. So, and how to say no and how to be unbothered and how to, it's just so many things in there. There's so much to cover that's why I want y'all just to get the book. And if anyone has a channel and y'all read the book and y'all review it, or if y'all have an Instagram and y'all could tag me on there or whatever and whatnot, let me know how you like it, or definitely leave a review on Amazon once you get it. Because I know this book will change people's lives. That's why I wrote it. Because so many people are feeling a certain way. They may feel depressed, sad, not know where they're going in life. This book will help you feel like you exactly where you're supposed to be and thrive and give yourself permission to just be. Do you have to choose to be unbothered, or is it like natural? You gotta choose to be unbothered. You have to choose to be unbothered. Like there's so many things that bother me, but I have to make a decision whether I'm going to be bothered by it or not. Especially like if you're also talking about things that get on your nerves, you gotta pick your battles. I'm gonna save my energy, like especially if you're married or live with kids, and kids are messy. They have stuff all over the place. They're not perfect. There are so many parents that want their kids to be perfect, everything to be in order and da da da. That's not a happy home. Everything, life is messy. Now you can clean it up, you can have your kids clean, but make it fun. Don't, if you see something on the ground, don't yell or because people aren't perfect. If your husband leaves socks and stuff everywhere, just decide whether you want to yell at him for that or for something bigger so you can get more out of the apology later on. You know what I'm saying? It's strategy of being unbothered. Like, okay, well, would I rather focus on this and have it make my day negative, or I'm not going to care and I'm going to go do something fun that I like instead. And I won't even be thinking about being bothered anymore. You know what I'm saying? So, for example, if someone is talking trash about you or you don't like how they feel about you or they're not accepting of you, go do something fun and accept yourself. It's not their job to accept you. It's your job to accept yourself. Okay. I'm sorry you don't accept me, but I accept me. That's all that matters. Bye. That's it. they don't have to they don't have to live your life. So it doesn't matter. You said yes, you was watching a video that said it's better to feel guilty for a minute than to have resentment against someone. Exactly. And even like if you do feel guilty for that minute for saying no to someone, it's gonna go away faster than doing something for someone and secretly like liking them less and less because you don't want to even be there doing what you're doing. Right. So just say no and like, I have plans. I totally forgot I had plans prior to that. Oh my gosh. Get out of it. You got some cereal? Uh-huh. You're sitting here now with cereal all over your floor from your grandbaby. Normally I'd be losing it, but I'm choosing to not let it bother me. That's what the vacuums are for. Exactly. See? Or if you have a pet or a dog, that's what those are for too. You clean up the cereal that dropped on the floor. Okay. Is it a dishonor to yourself to accept things you don't want? Um, I think it's a dishonor to accept things you don't want unless you find a different way of perceiving it to see if you're accepting it for other things that are bigger. Because sometimes people have to sacrifice, like you might not want to work a job earning this little amount of money, but that little amount of money is going to allow you to open your business in 5 months to a year. So, what is the bigger picture? If there is no bigger picture, if you don't get more at the end of the day for dealing with that, then it is likely that you should not be there. But if there is something at the end of the rainbow, as I call it, then that is just your way of putting in that work or that effort in order to get there. It's like your journey in order to get what you want. But if you're never going to get what you want, then don't stay there. Okay. Like if there's no light at the end of the tunnel, if there's no gold at the end of that rainbow, if there's no happiness at the end of whatever it is, then yes, be gone. How to stop feeling guilty on choosing yourself. Who else is going to choose you, baby, if you don't choose you? That's how. Like, who else is going to choose you? If you don't choose you first, no one's going to see your value because you didn't even choose you. Okay? Like, why should I choose you? You didn't even choose yourself. If you don't represent, then no one else can follow. Do you feel like people expect your books to be cheap or even free because of the sheer volume of the book and info? I don't care what people expect. I put my price, and that's the price. If you can't afford it, then it's not for you. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Um, Gas is high, food is high, everything else is high. And I don't feel like anything should be cheap that's valuable. I believe books are an investment. You can add them to your library, you can give them as gifts. That knowledge will be with you forever. So I don't believe that your prices should be cheap unless you're having a sale. Okay. And that's the only time, unless you have a sale. Hmm. See, how do you deal with anxiety? I think the best way to deal with any type of anxiety is to relax and write down what you want to do, what you want to be doing. Plan something. It's always fun to plan something when you start to have anxiety. Because when you start to plan something and you have anxiety, or when you start to create something and you have anxiety, you're putting all that energy to use, to an outlet. So plan a vacation. It doesn't have to be a vacation that you're going to go on tomorrow or next month, but maybe sometime next year. Um, Maybe write something. Maybe it could be a start of a book or a poem or something. Be creative. But anxiety is just unsettled energy that doesn't know where to go. You know what I'm saying? Um, I remember I had anxiety when I was 18 because I didn't know what I was going to do with my life. You know, at that age where everybody's telling you, you need to go, you need to focus on what you're going to do for a living, where you're going to be in your life, da 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 da. Da. You know, how am I going to get to the next level? How am I supposed to be this adult? The best way to deal with that is to start putting things in action in the direction that you're trying to go. So a lot of times anxiety is like a feeling that you have when you're not sure of what life is bringing you next because you're either not creating it or you're not planning for it. So I say start creating it or start planning for it. The temporary way to relieve anxiety is not going to alleviate the true problem. The true problem is you don't know where you want to be. You don't know what life is you don't know what's next because you're not creating it or planning it. You are simply living and you are unsure what is next or if you're with this person if it's right or if you're, if your career is going in the right place or if, things are going to work out for you. Write it, create it, make sure it's going to work out for you. And then you won't have as much anxiety, even if you don't know where the anxiety is coming from. Just pick something to start planning. Just choose something to do and to create. Start creating with that. Um, you said how to remove a love blockage. Um, I don't know what a love blockage is. I just feel like for example, if you love someone, it's okay to love someone. If you feel like something is blocked, perhaps it's your mentality of what is blocking love. So, for example, love yourself and you will never have a block. And when you love yourself, you're going to vibrate on the frequency of love and being loved. And therefore, that's what you're going to attract. So, you can't have a love blockage unless you don't love yourself. So, work on self love, self care, work on saying no to people, work on putting yourself as a priority because there is no love blockage unless you don't love yourself. Okay. You were reading that negative circumstances trigger thoughts which cause negative emotions. The book was saying we create our emotions. What are the best ways to permanently change your thoughts? You can't permanently change your thoughts. You can only change them as they occur. So it's why it's called the great work. Alchemy, mental alchemy, the great work. They wouldn't put work on it if it wouldn't work. So you can't permanently remove anything. It's just a great work until you no longer focus on that as a priority. So we'll go less and less and less until it's basically non-existent, but each day is going to be a work. Okay. How do you not fall into the trap of feeling depleted when you have to care for a sick loved one? Um, I would say, okay, honestly, my thing is I would take advantage of the situation by seeing what I could create from it. Such as like observing all the things that go along with it. Maybe you can write a book about it. Maybe you can create a story that helps you understand or write a story or a book that will help other people care for their loved ones. Maybe you can start to say, okay, well, if I were in the place of this person and they were in the place of me, maybe you can change perspectives every once in a while, gather information, write a book, use every opportunity to flip it and turn it into something positive that's going to help you or benefit you in some way. Okay. And how you'll feel energized and good once again is when you have something that you've created from the experience or the circumstance, something that you can help others with that will benefit you later on or simultaneously. Maybe you can document it, make a documentary of it. A lot of people may want to see what other people are going through in case they have to go through it or are going through it. They feel like they have someone else and they're not alone. So I would definitely choose to do something on the more creative side in order to make that part of, caring for someone else worth it for me and for them. Um, Here is the link, sprinkle sprinkle. Y'all can get my book there. I appreciate you guys. Um, but yeah. What are good crystals to deal with psychic attacks? Um, I'm not sure that like I would depend on any crystals to, guard against psychic attacks, but I always carry like with me, like when I go places, labradorite. I really like labradorite. And I feel like that's a really good stone to carry. And y'all can look up what it means. It's for me, it makes me feel powerful. It makes me feel like can't touch this. Dun, 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 you know what I'm saying? So I don't feel like I'm like able to be psychically attacked because I just feel like that powerful. Okay. So you have to find a stone that makes you feel powerful. Whichever stone or crystal makes you feel powerful, like you can't touch this, that's the one you carry. Okay. It doesn't even have to be a stone. It could be anything. Anything that makes you feel like that. That's what it is. It's different for different people. So carry what you feel most powerful with. Hmm. Okay. Also, I don't know if y'all have been taking the elixir. I've restarted the whole um, phases, so I'm still on phase one. So I don't know how many of you guys are still on phase one with me. The new um, the newcomers, or if y'all are redoing it, wonderful. I appreciate it. If y'all want those elixirs, the descriptions of what the elixirs do are on the Etsy store, as well as a long list of like a long description and how to use the product actually comes with it. So you guys can get and I think this time of year is the best time to start. That's why I relaunched them. Um, you just started phase one a few days ago and you're loving it so far. Me too. Doesn't it give you like, doesn't it make your mind just go sprinkle, sprinkle, and dreams and energy? What do I think about tattooing sigils? I don't know. I really wouldn't tattoo something permanent like that unless it's very meaningful to me. And like if something is super meaningful to you and not just a phase and not just something you're into at the moment or something that you're not going to stick to for the rest of your life, I don't recommend getting anything tattooed on you unless it has lifetime symbolic meaning to you. Did I hear about a woman who opened a portal? No, I don't. I don't watch TikTok, baby. Have you seen Charm Reboot? Yes, it's a good show. Do you feel it's a good show to learn about occult knowledge? No, I don't feel like any of those shows are good to learn about occult knowledge. I believe delving into the books and the knowledge that you learn on your own by seeking it out yourself, not what they chose to put in a TV show, is very important because if you're learning stuff on TV, you should be they should be actually, you should be verifying if what you're seeing on television is accurate or not. You shouldn't be learning from it. You should be um, saying, okay, well, they got that very accurate. That's what you should be doing. You shouldn't be learning from Charmed. You should be saying, they got that super accurate. Or it should spark your interest to learn more about what it is they're doing. But I would definitely say don't learn your occult knowledge from TV shows. Just let it spark an interest so that you do more research or that you can confirm. You just bought my book. Oh, thank you. Destiny, sprinkle, sprinkle. I appreciate you. Let me know how you like it. It's the kind of book you want to be all cuddled up in a blanket and have some tea while you read it, okay? You said it doesn't ship to the UK? I wonder why. I'll have to check that in the settings. Hmm. That's strange. Eh, interesting. Oh, did you try the paperback version? Because I think it depends if it's paperback or hardcover, whether it will ship there or not. So if you're trying to get the hardcover, maybe try to get the paperback or or the hardcover. I'm not sure. I think it has something to do with the color. I don't know. It's weird how Amazon sets stuff up. Like if you have color pictures in your book, sometimes they don't allow it to ship to a certain place because they don't have the ink to print it out. So they prefer black and white. But I wanted this book in color. So maybe I'll have a few copies sent to my house and I can actually put them on my Level Up Cosmetics store, my Level Up Cosmetics and stationery store for you guys to purchase because I do ship to the UK from my Shopify store. So I'll definitely order some and I will try to have them available maybe next week or the week after. Oh, Gloria Sprinkle Sprinkle, bonjour, Ashira. Just to thank you for all your knowledge you share with us from France. And can't wait to buy your new book. Oh, thank you, girl. Sprinkle, sprinkle. I appreciate you. Um, but yeah, like I'm so sorry. Like they have weird reasons as to why you can't purchase. I think maybe it's because they print the book there and they may not. I don't know. I'll have to look into it. But here's the book again. I'll definitely look into it. I'm so sorry. You said, why do some witches don't have great lives? You're one of the few that's stable in doing it. Because I'm an alchemist. You see, there's a difference between only being a witch and also being an alchemist. So I suggest any witch that wants to have a better life should really study alchemy, not just the potions and stuff like that, but one of my most recommended books, The Complete Idiot's Guide to Alchemy. There's mental alchemy, financial alchemy, physical alchemy, all types of alchemy. And alchemy represents transformation. In order to have a certain type of life, you have to transmute, which is an alchemical term, which means take something and create what you want. You got to take the good and make it, you got to take the bad and make it good. You can't just say, oh, this is bad. Oh, what am I going to do? No, that's not what an alchemist does. A witch and an alchemist. Now, if you're an alchemist and a witch, then you have double. You should have, you should be good. But it doesn't allow you to allow your emotions to control you. Okay. Being an alchemist does not allow your emotions to control you. Being, let's just say, a witch could make you resort to witchcraft because you can't accomplish something or get someone to do something or you're angry. A lot of people turn to witchcraft out of emotion. Alchemy is the key. Magicians, sorcerers, priests and priests, um, and adept witches who know occult knowledge onto a higher level will study alchemy. So it is a way to control your thoughts, because if universal law is also a part of alchemy. And so when you control your thoughts, you control what you create. And when you control what you create, then that's how you create the life that you live. So if you're naturally over emotional and spewing out negativity all the time, that's what your life is going to reflect. Constantly trying to do revenge spells and thinking someone's putting spells on you, and thinking someone's attacking you and things like that, that's what you're going to bring. Alchemy teaches you how to catch whatever it is you feel could be and transform it into something magical, beautiful, or financially you know um, beneficial. So this is why alchemy. Let's say something terrible happened. Well, I'm going to figure out how to make money off of it instead of being upset about it. I'm going to say, okay, well, how can I turn this to my best, you know, my best life? That's how you got to do it. Not how can I seek revenge, not how can I um, stop all these bad things from happening. To me, nothing bad happened. It just presented an opportunity for me to get paid. That's how you have to look at it. You can't look at it as something bad or terrible, or you can't look at it as something, not good. You have to continuously be thankful and grateful for what you have. That's what the book is about, how to enjoy each moment of your life. If there's something good going on, how to really make it better. And if there's something bad going on, how to make it good. That's it. It's focused on making the life you want, not the life you don't want. That's why a lot of witches don't have as much look at life the same. They don't look at life the same. It's perspective. And this is what this book gives you. Perspective. Like when they say truth is relevant, it's because of the perspective that it is given. From one perspective, you can say something is terrible, but if you turn another way, you may see it as positive, or you may be able to see how to create it in a positive way. So perspective is very important. You got to take yourself out of your own perspective a little while, and you have to look at it from a different perspective. As instead of, oh, woe is me, you start thinking about, oh, how can I make this work for me? Instead of focusing on how it's terrible or how it's not good or how it's negative. How can I make it positive? So that's how you're going to transform your life. And I think a lot of times, like, and not to put down witches or anything, because I'm a witch and an alchemist. I think a lot of times witches are born and witches are like created out of emotional despair. And so I feel like a lot of times people resort to magic and witchcraft because they feel like they can't control something, or they want vengeance, or they want justice, or they want something that they're not getting. And once they get over that initial wanting, or wanting to control, or wanting to protect themselves or something like that, if they don't get into the knowledge, if they don't do the reading, if they don't do the great work, if they don't learn alchemy, if they don't learn universal law, then they will stay at that level. And I feel like resulting to witchcraft is a step in the direction as you want to control what's happening versus being the effect of what has happened. So I think it's a positive step, but you have to keep going. You got to go on to the alchemy. You got to go on to the universal law. You got to learn the occult knowledge and stuff like that behind it. So then you know what to do with that emotion the next time it arises. Then you know a smarter decision to make, and then you know how to transmute that emotion or that situation into something beneficial to you. So it's very important, but it's also important to also ground yourself and enjoy the things in life that we are doing all this magic and this great work for in order to enjoy it. Not, it's kind of like climbing a ladder, and on each couple of steps is a place that you're supposed to take a little break and enjoy. There's a cafe over here, and go. It's supposed to, my Scooby Doo laugh. You're supposed to take a coffee break over here and go have fun and drink something nice and read a book, right? Um, and a lot of times you have like something over here, and you have like um, you climb the ladder a little bit more, and then you have something over here. Oh, this is a nice park. I'm gonna go walk around in it. But if you're focused on what's at the top of the ladder, or where you're going, or the results of something, you're not gonna enjoy everything around you. Okay. You come across very grounded, you have a hard time with that. Sometimes when we are too extreme, and this is what I feel, when we are too extreme, everything else that we expect of ourselves becomes extreme. So the unbotheredness chapter, not to care what people think, not to get trapped into something that you feel obligated to. And this could literally not be an activity. It could be a style. It could be a lifestyle. People are afraid to change who they are because they feel like, oh my gosh, people are going to say, well, were you faking before? Or is this the real you now? You are continuously changing depending on what makes you feel comfortable, what you like, and how you want to feel at that moment. It's no one else's business. You know what I'm saying? There are people that used to do this back in the day when I was younger. They would change their style, their haircut, their the music that they listened to over and over, but they were being true to what they wanted to experience, not who they were, not the real version of themselves, but what they wanted to experience. And once they got to experience different things, then they settled into who they really were. So if a lot of people feel like they got to pick one way to be and then be it, or else people are going to think I'm fake. Be everything you want to be until you feel comfortable with who you are, and have built an eclectic, or you know version of who you really are. Maybe you like something from this lifestyle and that lifestyle. Maybe you like the style of clothing, or maybe you like that hairstyle, maybe you like that music. Put it all together. You don't have to be one way. You can be whatever you want. Okay. So grounded is being comfortable in who you are, what your life is, and not caring and staying unbothered. As long as when you wake up every day, you're excited to start your day. That is number one. If you're not excited to start your day when you get up, then you need to change something so that you are. I don't care if you have to change it daily. You got to like, maybe you have like different coffee flavors or different creamers in your thing, or maybe you have like a tea of the month club and you're excited when you get that in the mail, and like, yeah, I have new tea for this week, or it could be like changing your nail color, or changing your hairstyle, or changing your wig, whatever you got, a new outfit to wear, or just an outfit that you made in your closet that you would have never put together. You need something to wake up and be excited about, even if it's mundane. Like even as today I'm going to wear this outfit. Maybe you can put something together on Pinterest and get excited to put it together in the morning when you wake up. It doesn't matter what it is, as long as it gets you out the bed and you've got a smile and you're excited to go do it. Doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't have to be anything major. It could be you have a box of cereal in there and you ready to chow down in front of the TV and watch your favorite show. If that is not exciting to get up to on the weekend sometime, that's enough. Now, of course, not every weekend, but it's still enough. You said breakfast excites me. I know, right? Look, I done got some pumpkin spice flavored bagels and vegan green cream cheese. I got excited when I woke up this morning. I was like, I'm ready. The toaster is, uh, you know, right over there. I put my coffee on. I got my pumpkin spice oat milk creamer. I'm ready for that bagel. Get that taste in my mouth. Yes. Then I had to go walk around the park, try to work it off. But I was excited to go to the park because I had my earbuds and some good music. And then I was excited to get back here and read my book and then go live. See, I find little things to be excited about. And so that makes my whole day great. I'm excited to go find something else, a snack or something, or something else to drink. But you have to just stay that way. If y'all are in relationships, a lot of times y'all base, being excited over a text or whatever, but you also have to remember sometimes you can't base your happiness on other people. It needs to be on your life only. That only needs to be an added bonus. So don't make your happiness or your excitement based on another person. They're an added bonus always. You should always have something just for you to be excited for. And then if they want to experience it and share that with you, or if they are adding to it, great. And I always tell people on my other channel, whoever you're with, if they're not adding to your life and making it better and more exciting, then they don't need to be there. Okay. If they're not benefiting you and adding to you, they don't need to be there. Otherwise, they're draining you. Okay. Finding love in everything, being in a state of constant love with yourself and life. Yes. And it's more than love, it's about experience as well, because that's what life is, an experience. And why it's kind of like you're born into this world with all these pleasures and fun things and ways to create, but you're born and then you're automatically trained to think that life is a race instead of an experience. It's like going to Disney World and they tell you it's a race to hurry up and do everything, get in and get out. Versus, oh, this is an amusement park. You're supposed to enjoy it and have fun and experiencing all that there is to experience. Who's going to enjoy that park more? Someone who thinks it's a race, or someone who thinks it's an amusement park and a place to enjoy to the fullest? So that's what we have to experience life like it's not a race. Okay. It's not a race. My face look puffy. Yes, it's that time of the for bloating. Do you want to know everything else too? Do you want to know what type of feminine hygiene products I use? Uh, yes, it's called water weight, darling. Okay. The level of knowledge Shira has, I don't think she would be on TikTok. Yeah, that's a waste of my time. I can't tickety talk. But thanks for your concern. Great message, Miss Star Goddess. Blessing to all. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Thank you, Botanical. You say you can't stand TikTok. TikTok is for me. TikTok is fine for advertisement, but um, that's it. Thank you. You said, "Hey, sweetie, she hating a little bit. That's okay. My face look good, puffy or slim. Don't even matter." Okay. Oh, pork rinds. Haven't seen you in a while. Pork rinds. That name though. Okay. So yeah, You feel like your purpose or calling on this earth is to eat. I love it. I really do. Well, then make sure food, you get paid by eating. They got be a restaurateur. Um, Open you a restaurant, get you a food truck, or go be a restaurant critic or food critic. Write blogs about food and places to go eat. Have fun. I don't know. Okay. What kind of bagel did I have? A pumpkin spice bagel, baby. It was good. And I think, seasonal changes, like when you choose different foods and you choose different seasonal, flavors and stuff, it's also more exciting and fun than the same thing all the time, or just exotic, different types of foods is good too. Yeah. Okay. All right, y'all. I think I'm going to wrap it up here. And thank you guys who have purchased my book. I really appreciate it. Let me give you the book link one more time before I go. And Kim Heru, I don't know if that's a guy or a girl. It's giving me masculine vibes. But if you're worried about my hands and my inflammation, then you can send me some Midol. I'll definitely put it on my wish list on Amazon. If you are that concerned, maybe you could send me some turmeric. But unless you're willing to do something about it, it's my concern, not yours. So I will definitely link my Amazon wish list and I will put Midol on it. And if you want to send it to me as a gift, I truly would appreciate it. Okay. I really don't take medication. I prefer the more natural. So if you can just send the turmeric, they have these juice shots that are really good. If you want to send me one of those or just some tea. I ran out of my turmeric tea, but if you really want to send them, I'll definitely put them on my Amazon wish list. And you can help me out. Okay? Sprinkle, sprinkle. If you're not gonna contribute to my fund for turmeric tea, then I don't see the point. And that is how you stay unbothered. Okay, because it's like when people try to come at you, yes, I'm puffy, baby. Yes, it's water weight. All women go through it. You just saying, well, some people like it, shoot. And I got a booty too. You want to see? I grew a booty, and it's natural Botox. See, ain't no wrinkles. All right. Turmeric is very good for detox, and also it's very good for um, like drawing out the excess water in your body, and it's also good for like definitely detoxing. So if you if you have water weight and you don't want to take Midol or something like that, drink turmeric tea. You're gonna wake up and pee in the middle of the night a few times. But if you want that slim face, continue to drink turmeric tea. But I wanted my sleep, so I'm not trying to get up in the middle of the night and pee 3 times. A sprinkle of cayenne, yes. And I continuously drink water. And also, I drank alcohol yesterday too. That could also be contributing to my puffy face. If you want the tea, literally, on all of my life doings. Let's see. Do you want my full list of foods that I ate yesterday? I had the strawberry ale. I went to this brewery, and I was going to put it in my upcoming blog, but I went to this brewery yesterday that's actually haunted, and I haven't actually. I want to go back and do the investigation, but I had to check it out first, just to get a feel for the place. They have a brewery built on the same grounds as this factory in where I live that someone actually died in. And so, in order to investigate, first I had to go check out the place, but it was a brewery and they had local people that brought their brewed beers from around Texas. And so I had to partake in the festivities. So I got a vegetarian slider at the food truck. And I got some French fries, which are very salty. And then I got a strawberry ale. And it was very good. And then this lady was walking around selling cupcakes because her daughter has an online cupcake shop business. So I bought some of those for me and the kids. And so, yes, I partook in foods, beverage, salts, starches, and I had a great weekend. And I got to go to this cool brewery, and it will be on a future upcoming vlog. And I might go back there to do some ghost hunting investigations. So you guys can see, but I have to do some more background research and information on that place. Supposedly, a worker died climbing this giant ladder and they fell off. This was like an old rice factory back in the day, and they died. So we'll see. But I did vlog it for you guys, so y'all be able to see. But I know people like to know extra details about people because I don't know why, but they want to know. So yes, I am a little puffy because I'm holding water weight from all the fun activities that I've done over the weekend, the Labor Day weekend, the 3-day weekend. Okay, y'all happy now? You happy? Is that good enough? Does that answer your question? All right. Okay. As long as it answers it, I'm good. Okay. Don't want you to be worried over there. I did have fun. Puffy booty. That's what's. Oh my god. Yeah, I was looking at it this morning. You know, you look back and you're like, oh, if I lose weight, this gonna go away. That's my struggle. Like when I look back and I see that, I'm like, dang, I gotta stay this weight or lose it. My booty go first. So I'm trying to keep my booty for a little while longer. I like seeing something that's not like flat. It's not like it's like so I'm enjoying my own butt actually. That's kind of weird, but I'm enjoying seeing something back there, okay? Even if I have to be a little puffy up here, I'm puffy back there too. But like honestly, writing that book allowed me to feel like it's okay to indulge every once in a while, to have a drink, to get puffy, to grow a booty. People are out here getting surgery to have a booty. People are out here getting surgery. And I grew one naturally. I'm proud of myself. Okay. Like I'm proud. I didn't know I could do it. I guess walking at the same time built some gluteus maximus muscle and gave it a little lift. Shoot, I was happy with those results. It didn't get wide. It got like high, a little high because I was walking in that, in the parks last year and then I started back up, and then like it got a little roundness to it. I was happy. But, if I reduce my calorie intake, it's gonna go away. It's gonna be gone. Then I'll have to put the butt pads on. So either this or that. Okay. You said you would never do surgery. No, I'm not risking my life for vanity. Like there's so many things that you can purchase or just do with what you already have than to do. You don't have to. I mean, I have nothing against it, but for me, I see so many more options that I could do versus getting surgery for anything. Like there's butt pads, there's natural fat that you just eat and some good contour, I'm good. And plus, a lot of people worry that if they like, and I teach this on my other channel, A lot of people worry like if I don't look perfect, if I'm not thin, if I'm not this, I'm never gonna, get a man. Or well, I already got a man, and I got kids, and I got a house, I got equity, I got a nice car, so I have all these things already. Now I want a booty, but I want to grow it naturally. So finally, I'm getting everything I wanted. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Literally. Have you ever thought of doing your own oracle deck? I I actually designed one. I have to go find a link if it's even for sale. I'll have to see if there's a website where I can create it because I already have some. It's just I did them so long ago. I don't know if they're still available. Hmm. You said you got back in front. You good to go. You know what? I'm happy because a lot of times, a lot of people, um, I think there's the new trend is Y2K or like early 2000s where everybody had to be a stick figure or, 90s where everybody was anorexic. And I believe that a lot of the what they call thicker people or what they call body positivity campaigns are allowing people to actually enjoy life a little bit more because when I was always focused on like my weight, I was very focused on having to look a certain way, but for who? I'm already married. I mean, I pull somebody from here and there, but I'm already married. I mean, I'm not really going anywhere as far as that is concerned. My husband liked me pretty much at any weight because I'm younger. Okay, so what I'm saying is like, who am I getting cute for? Who am I being skinny for? I mean, I'm very healthy at this weight and the weight I was, but unless I'm trying to replace somebody, I'm not. I'm gonna eat. You know, when James started getting up there in age, and it's time to get another one, so if he ready to expire, I might start. But for now, I'm going to enjoy my life. So I'm gonna eat, and I'm gonna have a butt. Okay, but until I need to get another one, I'm good. So I think we need to realize that let's enjoy our lives that we are at now. Okay. And even then in the future, maybe you're gonna have to, you know, I might be too rich from that insurance money to cure to even get another one. So y'all have to remember that. All right. You said Texas is all about eating and trying something new all the time. Okay. You said expire. I mean, I'm being realistic. Y'all have to realize I face what's real. Like I know, like there's gonna be a time, and I'm gonna have to deal with it. But at the same time, I'm realistic about it. Hopefully not anytime soon, but you know, I'm okay. Let me read some of these comments. You said all your spells used to work and you was about to manifest very well. Suddenly nothing was manifesting anymore, wondering if there's spiritual block. Why do people keep thinking there's blocks? There's spiritual loopholes. There are no spiritual blocks. I would always say spiritual loopholes. Um, there's never a block. There's always a way to transmute and transform and create. What? How would I grieve? I don't know. Like, I feel like I would be good at grieving because I practice unbotheredness a lot. I practice controlling emotion. I practice allowing myself to accept what is and what will be. prior to whatever event may occur, so that when the event does occur, I'm more adept to deal with it. I worked in funeral homes for many years. I think I'll be good. Okay. You said, would I decode anything, anywhere, all at once? Um, if I wanted to, but unless it was absolutely necessary, I probably wouldn't. Okay. You said that's a weird question. You never know until the person. Exactly. I don't know, but I'm preparing for the best. Okay. All right. So, okay. You're talking about the Amazon. Okay, yeah. I don't ship the elixirs overseas because of customs. It's too much issues. Because it's a liquid. So a lot of people want to get them right away, and if they get stuck in customs, it may take a long time. You might have to go up to the custom. You know how they do. It's, weird stuff go on in the mail. So it's just easier for me just to ship in the U.S. But if you have a friend that lives in the U.S. and they purchase it and they can ship it to you, and you're used to getting packages from that person, it may be okay, but it's too much for me to deal with on the customer service side to ship liquids overseas. Okay, I hope that helps answer your question. Um, but I joke around about that a lot, and James doesn't care. He knows. Like it's just we have too much of an age difference for it not to even be a joke or not to be taken seriously. So we're good with it. Um, you were just curious because Shira practices on being unbothered. Her answer can help someone who might be grieving. She's very insightful. Yeah, I feel like if you're grieving, focus on the good things that you experienced with that person and the memories and maybe there was something that they wanted for you that you can do in honor of them or you can accomplish in honor of them or I would just make sure that I live my best life for that person because they no longer have it and I do and I'm not going to waste my time you know, when they no longer have it. So I think living our lives to the best, to the fullest, is what a deceased loved one would actually want. Because think about it if you passed away and your loved one that you love so much was grieving and couldn't get over you and da 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 da, da you would want them to move on and have their best life because time is precious. So I would say live your best life in representing that person and maybe if there's something that they wanted you to do or accomplish maybe you work on it. It doesn't have to be pressure, it's just something that you consider or work on or do something along the lines of and honoring them is the best way to grieve because it feels like you're still doing something, you're enjoying life and you kind of have like their blessing and also it's also helping you deal with not having them. It feels still feel like you do have them because you're still doing things in their honor or on their behalf. Okay. What is one main quality that women want from men? Provisions, providing, provide. That's what I want. Then we can enjoy everything else. There you go. Provide, protect. That's number one. Once we get past that, the list gets very long, but that's the main one. Okay. When your father passed, he came into your dreams and gave you art supplies. He wanted me to do what I love. Oh, that's so sweet. And you're wearing a t-shirt of your mom? Okay. Well, definitely keep doing what makes you feel good regarding, the person that you've lost, because that's all you can do. Okay, after the providing and protecting, what does a man want? Okay. I mean, what does a woman want from a man? Listen, pay attention. That's number 2, 3. Is that number 3? Yeah. Listen. Yes. Um, Listen and store the information so that when you have to do something, you remember what was said so that you can get it correct. There you go. Or know what that person likes and all that kind of stuff. Paying attention to details is very important. You say you think the D is pretty important. Only if there's money attached to it and you can actually listen. Okay. What do I think about creating and using servitors and spiritual practices lies? I feel like if that's what you need, because like I said, once you get to different levels of occult knowledge and self-awareness, it depends on what depends on what level you're at. Like I feel like I can pretty much manifest what I want. I don't need any of that. But if you feel like you need that and you are unable to manifest or create or will things into existence and you feel like you need a servitor, which I did do a video on for those who are into creating these things, because a lot of times life is what you create. So there are people that like to do these sort of things to make them feel a certain way. And there are people that want to have self actualization and self manifesting and self creation and, creating their own life. There's levels to it. So if you want to create a servitor and see how that works, and then keep learning more and more and more until you no longer have a use or need for them because you've gotten to a level where you create what you want without the use or need of that, then so be it. But if you're at that level right now, there are videos on my spells playlist that will teach you how to do that. I feel that depending on your relationship with yourself and your knowledge, how adept you are, also depends on the type of servitor you will create. So, depending on don't make the servitor like yourself if you're sending it out to do stuff you don't want to do. Okay. Don't make it close to the personality that you have of yourself if you don't like doing those sort of things. Because then why would they? You got to kind of think about that. Do I have any ancestor dolls? No. You're on a level of manifesting things into existence quickly. Of course, you're still learning. Okay. Yeah. So sometimes you got to make sure that's what you really want. All right, y'all. I said I was leaving until I got asked about my puffiness. So I guess now I can leave since y'all have all the details and I answered a few questions, and I'm glad that I stayed because I could help someone with their grieving process. So I'm glad that I stayed. So there's always a good side to everything. And that's what you have to look for in life. Maybe I was meant to stay here a little bit longer and explain my water weight so that I could get the question to help someone ease their grieving process. Uh, you said, what would I advise a Christian coming out of the faith to research occult wise. Universal law. And I definitely think start with the universal law or the universal principles. And that will get you started. I think if you know that first, everything else you will be able to process correctly. Okay. I will see y'all next time. Oh, and thank y'all for whoever bought my book during this live. And thank you everybody who donated. Thank you everybody who's buying my elixirs. And I really appreciate you guys. And I do have a good vlog coming up for you guys. I just have to work on it and edit it and all that kind of stuff. But it's coming up soon because I know some of y'all like the vlogs. So I actually took y'all out this weekend or last weekend so that y'all can have some good vlogs on here for fall. And hopefully y'all enjoy it. All right. I'll see y'all on the next one.